Since the release of the newest DLC for the Division 2 Battle for Brooklyn, I've been seeing new and returning players, and the one thing all of them have been telling me is, yo, Skillz, I feel overwhelmed. I honestly don't even know what I should be doing or what I should be focusing on. So if you're new or returning, well, hopefully this helps you guys out. So if you're just getting into the Division 2, you'll probably have either one of these options. If you just have the base game, you'll have the main campaign. If you have Warlords, you'll also have the option to skip straight to level 30 and do the Warlords campaign. And if you bought Battle for Brooklyn, well, you'll have the level 40 boost and you'll be able to go straight to Battle for Brooklyn. My recommendation, if this is the very first time you are playing this game, I 100% would recommend doing the main campaign and working your way through the story. Now, the reason for this is you will learn a lot just playing the main campaign with the tips and tricks that the Division 2 has built into the game. Now, when you first arrive to the base of operation, you'll be able to speak to the quartermaster and he will give you your first skill, which they pick the skill for you. It will be a pulse. Now, once you unlock this skill, as you progress through the story, you'll be able to unlock a second skill. Now, if I were to have to pick one second skill along with this pulse, I would personally go with the Reviver Hive. The reason why is if you were to go down, it would automatically deploy and pick you up. So this would be the second skill I would really push for. And as you continue to level up, you'll be able to fully unlock all of these skills and their skill variants, which most of them have 3 to 4 different skill variants for each skill. Now, from level 1 to level 40, my recommendation as you level up is just continue to put the higher level gear on. So if you get something that's level 5 and you currently have stuff that's level 3, what you do will swap it. If you have something that's level 1 and then you have something that's level 2, well, you'll put that level 2 gear on, because your armor on that base gear is going to be better and the rolls tend to be better too. So anytime you get anything that's just a little bit better, you're constantly going to swap out for that next better item all the way up to 40. And at level 40 is when you'll start worrying about builds. Also at the Quartermaster, you'll have what are called perks. Now to level these up, you'll need Shade Tech, and this will actually be where you get your first weapon mods unlocked. Also, they have perks in here that give you more XP, so it increases the amount of XP maybe for the amount of headshots you get, weak points you hit, or just surviving. You can also get more armor kits. There are a ton of different perks that you can spend your Shade Tech on, and this is something that you guys should definitely be leveling up as you guys are going through the campaign and you earn more Shade Tech. Now, every time you do unlock a new safe house in one of the districts, it will open up the map, and sometimes you'll even get some bounties. And why are these bounties good? Well, the bounties are good because if you look at them closely, they give you blueprints for either gear or weapon mods, or even weapons themselves that you can go and craft afterwards. So after unlocking a blueprint, you would go to your crafting table, and then for instance, I have all of these unlocked. Say I want to get a really good weapon attachments, maybe for my 5.56, I want the 20 round mag. So what I would do is I would go to the sturdy extended mag, right? I would need to craft it. But once I craft it, it will be unlocked for all of my 5.56 weapons. Now, side missions aren't the only place where you can get blueprints. You're gonna wanna speak to the project officer, and as you continue to level up, they will bring you more and more. As you guys can see, these gold projects offer me 2 different types of blueprints that I can later craft. And each settlement, the campus and the theater, both have project officers. Another great tip for you guys is early on when you get gear, and you don't need that gear anymore, I would sell it to the vendor. Sometimes you can use that money to either buy something that you really like from the vendor or to even level up your crafting bench. Now, once you do hit level 40, that's when you can start to deconstruct these items for the materials. Now, once you hit level 30, you'll be able to select specializations. Now, specializations are a cool way to make your builds unique, make your character feel unique. And the reason why is each one of these specializations has different types of perks that make you feel stronger. Now, how do you level these specializations up? Well, one way is to do projects that give you specialization points. Like your daily project gives you 3 specialization points. Your weekly projects will give you 5 specialization points. And your invaded missions will give you 5 specialization points, along with your strongholds that also give you 5 specialization points. And every time you level up after hitting level 30, you'll also get 3 specialization points on top of that. And with those points, that is how you will fill up your specialization. As you can start to fill these up, some will cost you 5 points, some will cost you 1 point, some will cost you 3 points. But you will level all these up, and Once you hit 165 points, well, your specialization will be fully maxed out. Now you finally hit level 40, what should you do? Well, that's where the fun begins, because builds is what makes this game fun, right? You need to find a build that makes farming other builds easy. That's kind of my motto in the Division 2. Get that one build that makes farming other builds so that way you can make lots of builds, right? But first off, we have to figure out what is a build for you new returning players and what should you be looking for. So the Division 2 has what we like to call green gear sets, and those have a 2, a 3, and a 4-piece bonus set. So at minimum, you need to have 2 pieces of that green gear set, but at maximum, you want to have 4 pieces so you can unlock the unique talent. We also have what we call brand sets, and those have different attributes that unlock depending if you have a 1-piece, a 2-piece, or a 3-piece set. On top of that, we have exotics that come in weapon and gear, and those have a unique exotic talent that is tied to that weapon or tied to that gear set. Now, to farm any of these items, what you want to do is go to the bottom of your map and turn on targeted loot, and then you can look at your map and find where that specific gear set, brand set, weapon is, and you can farm those areas. Sometimes it can be a full district, sometimes it could be a mission. If it is a full district, what I mean by that is it will be everything in this area. All the activities from control points to public executions to propaganda. Your global difficulty should be on the difficulty you can do. Maybe you have to start on hard until you get a gear set or brand set or build you like. Once you feel you're comfortable there, go to challenging, and hopefully at some point you'll go to heroic. Now, the harder the difficulty, the better the rolls you will get from these activities. Now, once you reach level 40, you'll also receive a watch. Now you may ask, well, why is the watch even important? Well, it has an offensive, a defensive, a handling, and utility area that you can spec into points. Now, just to give you an idea, on the offensive side, you can gain 10% weapon damage. You can gain 20% headshot damage. You can gain 20% critical hit damage and 10% crit chance. On the defensive side, you can gain total armor 10%. Now, all these attributes are just going to make you a stronger player because your builds will become stronger by using this. Now, once you hit 1,000 shade level, all of these will be completely full, and everything after that will go to your scavenging, which is just extra points you can use for materials that you may need to maybe optimize, re-roll, or recalibrate your gear. Now, while you're working on your Shade Watch level, you should also be working on your library. Why is the library important? Well, the library is going to allow you to get different attributes that you can then roll onto gear you find in the open world that you're farming. Say you find a piece that you've really been looking for, but it doesn't have the talent you want. Well, if you have the talent in your library, well, you can put it on your chest piece. And that goes for any attribute in the game. As long as it's not an exotic, you can roll those attributes or those talents to those weapons. As you're seeing here, I have damage to targets out of cover, and then I have 11 replacements in my library that I can change for that damage to targets out of cover if I really wanted to. Take a look at these gloves. I can replace this 11% weapon damage with armor, skill tier, or even a maxed out weapon damage, or I can replace the attribute headshot damage for any of the other 11 attributes. That is what's cool about this. This is how you guys can make your build stronger without having to worry about getting god roll drops. And everything you don't put into your library, the rest of that should be marked as junk, and you should be using it to level up your expertise. But how do you level up expertise? Well, there are 3 main ways to level up your expertise in the game: by using a weapon, by donating that weapon, or by donating materials to that weapon. Once you have yourself a decent build and you want to get maybe some other builds, definitely check out Countdown. It's one of the best places to farm targeted loot, as you can select the exact targeted loot you're looking for. This is also a great place to farm specific exotics in the game. My recommendation is to only do this on challenging, as the 8-man scaling health pool for the enemies on heroic can sometimes become an issue, and you'll fail more than you'll succeed. Now, if you're struggling for build ideas, I highly recommend checking out my other channel that has a video called Top 5 PvE Builds. And this is definitely going to give you some really good build ideas. And every one of these builds can be used on heroic content. And I even have a raid and incursion build in there. So don't be shy and check out the playlist, as I have a bunch of tips, tricks, guides, hunter guides over there, and different playlists for the Division 2. But I'm going to wrap this one up, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Nothing but skills is out.